All right, guys, welcome to the solutions for the month of February 2021 for Puzzle of the Month. So I'm going to start doing this. I've just been sending some puzzles out to friends, and I figured I'd make a little video explaining them. So I did two puzzles this month. One was easy, and one was hard. Quote unquote easy, quote unquote hard. So we'll walk through them. So this is the first one. It's black to play and find the best moves. So go ahead and pause the video, see if you can find it. So if you need a hint, your one hint is that it is made in two. Okay, so now let's look at the answer. So the first thing that should jump out to you is that the king has basically no legal moves at the moment. He's very trapped in with the queen very close. So that should immediately trigger alarm bells that, okay, I can probably checkmate him here. Or you should be looking for checkmates here. The next thing to note is that you have a lot of pressure on this file. One sec, it's not letting me draw arrows on this file here with these two rooks. So maybe you can make use of that. And another thing is that in general in these positions you want to do like very forcing moves, and just more often than not forcing moves are better. So the move that jumps to mind is this rook sacrifice here on g3, because if we take, it's basically checkmate if he couldn't recapture. So like he can maybe try to block with the queen, but then we just take checkmate. Actually, either way we take, there's checkmate. But he's going to be able to recapture. So let's practice our visualizing skills here. So we're going to take, and he recaptures, and try to see that in your head. And then what do we have after that? Do we have anything? Well, we could take his rook, and this would be defending. But then the king actually has an escape square. So see if you can visualize that. What would his escape square be? So if we take, he captures, and we take this way, he can run out to h2. And now it's not so clear how to follow up because he's actually controlling this square. Come on, let me draw this arrow. There we go. He's controlling the square, so you can't bring the rook in, and the queen alone isn't enough in this case to checkmate the king. And the bishop can't get in. There's just no diagonal available to get the bishop in. So we kind of run out of steam. But you have to look at both move orders, or both possible captures. So we can actually take with the black rook, and this would be checkmate. So the queen defends, and the king has no squares to move to. So let's look at that one more time from start to finish. So mate in two from this position. We take, he recaptures, we take checkmate. So that's it. That was the easy puzzle. Let me paste in the hard puzzle just a second. Okay, and this is the hard puzzle. So it's black to play. Go ahead and pause and see if you can find the best moves for black. Okay, if you're stumped, this is a pretty hard one. If you're stumped, my first hint is that it is mate in 4. So go ahead, give it another try. If you're still stumped, my second and final hint is if after we take this pawn and the king moves over, this knight move would be checkmate. Like, this is very tempting. The problem is he's controlling it. He's controlling the square. So is there a way to somehow arrange for this move, for this knight move to be available? Can we orchestrate a way to do that? That's your hint. Okay, so now let's look at the solution. So first of all, when you see a puzzle like this, you don't know that it's mate in 4. It just says, find the best moves. Or if you came across this in a game, no one's sitting there telling you, okay, find the mate in 4. It's you have to recognize facts about the situation that suggest a mate might be possible. So here, like, we have a lot of pieces. This rook is controlling the movement of the king, and we have a lot of pieces near the king that are ready to jump into the attack. So we should be looking for checkmates here. And if you came across this as a puzzle, puzzles are pretty much always a situation where you either like win a piece, like a bishop or a knight, or better. And the fact that the rook and the queen are so far from the king, there's no way to like win these. Like, say for instance, instead the queen was on e5. Well, then this knight capture. Sorry, these arrows aren't cooperating with me. This knight capture would fork the king and queen, and you'd win the queen. But we don't have a situation like that here. The king is just totally isolated. So you should immediately be looking for checkmates. Okay, so now how do we find it here? So when you first look at puzzles, the thing to look for, or the first thing you should look at is checks and captures. And this knight move is both. So we're capturing a pawn and we're checking the king. So it's the most natural looking move. So let's see where to go from here. And again, it's checks are forcing moves. So that's kind of why they're good. So the king here has two options. He can only move here or here. So if he goes to the corner, this is not a good move for white. Go ahead and pause and see if you can find the move. So it's actually just mate. We just take here. And we're defending the rook and controlling what would be an escape square for white's king. So when we take, it is not a good idea for white to go to the corner. So he comes here and he's able to survive a little longer. So now it's mate in 3 from this position. So you can give it one more try. You can pause and see if you can find it. So remember that we need to enable this move, knight g3. So we actually take the h2 pawn, we remove the h2 pawn and give a check. And it actually doesn't matter which way white goes here. Let's say he goes here. Then we check him again, defending the rook. So the king is forced back to its original position. And then we deliver knight g3 checkmate. We can look also if he goes the other way. It's the same situation. If he goes in the corner, we already saw this mate. So he's forced back to the middle. And we deliver a checkmate. So let's look at that once more all the way through. So here's the position. So we're going to take check. He can't go to the corner. He gets mated immediately with rook takes. That's really not letting me draw arrows. Come on now. That's not letting me draw. Okay. Sorry, let's go here. So knight takes, king comes over. Then we do this dance where we take, the king moves, and then we come back to our original square. The king moves, and then we deliver the mate. So check, king moves, check, check, mate. Really beautiful mate where you dance back and forth. So that was it. That was the hard puzzle for the month of February. I'll post some new puzzles for the month of March. And yeah, I'm going to start doing this consistently. I've been playing a lot with some friends and helping them get involved. And just trying to spread the love of the game. So I'll see you guys next time.